I organized 6 YouTube game devs from around the world to compete in an AI World Cup. To do this, I made a 4v4 soccer game that looks like it was made for the Atari. Each dev will create an AI for their team, and all of them will go head-to-head in a tournament. The winning team will receive 1 month of ad revenue from each of the losing YouTubers. But at the end, there's also a mystery opponent. If the winner of the tournament can defeat them too, they'll double their money. Before we get into the tournament though, it's worth explaining how the individual characters are set up. Each player has 3 abilities: sprint, shot, and tackle. Sprinting consumes stamina, shots can be charged, and tackling deducts the stamina difference between players. The player with more stamina gets the ball. There are 2 basic components to each team: formations and decision making. Formations are as simple as choosing locations, and each location is assigned one of 4 roles: striker, playmaker, defender, or goalie. Each team has been seeded based on their current subscriber count, because I think it'll be funny to watch Polymars lose in the first round. The only exceptions are that Vav and Lactose get first round buys because they submitted their AI first. But enough of that, let's see how the devs in the first matchup created their AI.
Hey Aya, what's
Yeah. Anyway, I have a Unity project I need you to create an AI script for in 2 weeks.
what?
And if you don't, it means you hate your home country and all the people that live in it.
But I don't even use Unity. So, I just spent the last 2 weeks betraying my beloved Unreal Engine, learning Unity. Now let's see if I can make any sense of this project. I mean, how hard can it be? Yeah, okay, I'll admit this isn't going to be easy, but let's do our best. So, while playing around in the project, I came across a pretty crazy bug. This bug would randomly activate at the start of a round and give my players the ability to tap into the speed force, meaning they would go crazy fast. And you see, the rules forbid us to change anything related to the play stats or the game manager, but there's nothing about exploiting bugs. So from now on, we shall call this feature the Zoomies. As I dug into the Zoomies ability, I just couldn't figure out how to activate it at will. However, I did manage to make it more likely to happen. Basically, the player gets the Zoomies if their stamina is depleted at the end of a round and if the first input of the next round is for the player to sprint. Now, this doesn't happen 100% of the time, more like 25%, and it actually comes with some heavy drawbacks. One of them being that I'm always low on stamina. You see, stamina is used for 2 things: sprinting, but also to take the ball from an enemy. And since my players basically need to sprint at all times to get a chance of getting the Zoomies, my stamina is kinda always low. But there is another drawbacks of the Zoomies, because it actually comes packed with another feature, the Sloomies. Yeah, the names are up for debate, okay? The Sloomies is the exact opposite of the Zoomies. It activates the same way, but instead of being fast, the players are extremely slow.
Look at this dude. No.
Luckily, this happens very rarely, except for the first round. Yeah, for some reason, the very first round has a very high chance of giving my players the Sloomies, meaning that I basically start at 0 to 1. In the end, weirdly enough, all these drawbacks actually make the Zoomies' ability quite balanced. And I'm definitely not saying this in the hopes that Aya doesn't disqualify me for breaking his game.
Hey, hi, hello. 'Tis ICOSO from the land down under, and here we like to do everything the biggest and bestest we can. You like bananas? We have a massive one. You like pineapples? We gotcha. You like inflation? We're not gonna go there, cause that's a little spicy right now. But yeah, we like to do things big, so I thought it would be really cool if my attacking team was super aggressive and my defending team was super defending, I don't know. So to kick off, I made every player on my offensive team a striker, because that's obviously going to make me win all of the goals. You can probably tell that I don't know much about sports. My thinking was that if everyone on the team was going for goals, then I'll get a lot of points. If no one on the team has possession of the ball, everyone will just sonic speed towards it, which looks very funny. But when someone actually does get to the ball, all of the teammates will rush to the goal, and the ball carrier will try and get close enough to the goal so they can kick the ball and win. Swag. During some preliminary testing, I found this to work generally pretty well. I was getting some goals and my sports supervisor said that this was a good thing, so let's look at the defensive side of the team. Initially, I wanted to make all of my little guys goalies, but I thought, hey, that's probably not allowed. And then I read the rules that Aya sent out to us and it didn't say anything about it. So everyone on the team kind of huddles around the goal area and just kind of vibes until the ball gets close. They move around in random directions, and since there's 4 of them, they cover the goal area pretty well. They'll also move up and down slightly based on the Y position of the ball, which gives them a little bit of a better chance of blocking oncoming shots. However, once they get the ball, they don't really have a plan. So I just made it that they kick the ball in whatever direction, just to get it away from the goal really. But then came a new problem, which was that no one could actually get a goal because they would all just stay in this area. So I upgraded one person from the team from a goalie to a striker, and again doing some testing, this worked pretty okay. I hope I did an okay job with this. I won't lie, I did message I during the development process saying, I don't think I did a very good job, I'm sorry, please help. He gave me some really good advice which got me back on track, and yeah, thanks for letting me make some soccer AI and hold up, soccer? I hardly even know it.
Welcome to the opening match of the AI World Cup, where Floky Switzerland will get the first touch against ICOSO's Australia. Switzerland takes the lead early. Australia gets the ball and has a quick chance for the equalizer, but a good stop by the keeper keeps it out of the net. Switzerland is able to get 2 goals by just getting behind the Australian defense and walking the ball in. A late goal by Australia shows signs of life, but it's too little too late. Final score 4-1.
Hi, my name is TheShelfman and I have been playing FIFA for the past 18 years of my life. So theoretically, I should have some kind of advantage in this challenge. Theoretically. I'm Dutch, so I'll be presenting the Netherlands and pretend to be proud of my country. I opened Aya's project and I was mind blown by how cool it was. And once I put aside my panic and imposter syndrome, I got started on my hopefully unbeatable AI. My strategy was going full force on defense, mostly because some of the code that I couldn't touch confused me way too much, so I decided to make the goalkeeper run to his own goal whenever the enemy team had the ball, and he would then constantly follow the ball on the y-axis while not moving at all on the x-axis. I do not like those words after each other. Nobody is getting past this dude. Then the defenders, unlike the terrible Marvel show, will be of great importance as well. They will all be coming for the ball like it's the last thing they'll ever do, and then the playmaker's only goal is to pass the ball to another player. And if I copied Aya's original code well enough, the striker should try and score a goal. I hope. I was sick, okay. I had to improvise during the very little time I had left. But in the end, all my players are focused on getting that ball back, no matter the force required. The ultimate defense strategy, if you ask me. As long as we don't have to go against Argentina, we'll be fine, and so will my mental health. See ya at the championships.
Or when I was little, I'm a bit of a sports guy myself. Chicken wing shape. We did actually create some sort of AI. Maybe we don't need to create AI at all. Like a half-eaten chicken wing. What if we put all of our characters in front of the goal and they can't score? Okay, maybe I should not do that. It's kind of like in an RPG game.
It seems like Polymars USA is going full defense with a free kick wall in front of their goal. A bit odd, but it seems to have forced the TheShelfman's Netherlands into a passing game they aren't comfortable with. Like seriously, these two spent most of the game attempting to pass to each other. Then, if by a miracle, a pass is completed. It even seems to catch the Dutch attacker off guard as they freeze for a second in front of an open net. But in the nick of time, they're able to get a shot off and score the only goal of the game. Netherlands 1, USA 0.
I don't know one thing about artificial intelligence, except that I always get rejected by it. Hey Siri, will you marry me?
No lactose. You're too handsome for me.
Regardless, I began work. Yeah, so I wasted 3 hours. The system I ended up adding took the 5 minutes I had left, and it's the most Canadian thing you'll ever see. One player is actually doing something, and the rest of the team is just cheering him on because they're so Canadian that they can't bear to see the opposing team lose. This turned out so terribly, I can almost hear the voices already.
Oh my gosh, you look like a YouTuber. What's your YouTube channel?
Oh yeah, sure, it's One Actos.
Oh my gosh, you ruined our country. Maple syrup black.
Honestly, I'm so sorry for this clip. I don't know why. Yeah, that's it. Thanks, Aya, for having me, and subscribe to my channel and buy Night and Morning on Steam. That's all I have to say. Okay, goodbye.
Lactose's defenseless Canada gives Floky Switzerland the early lead, and it doesn't get much better from there. Canada's star makes some attempts to drive the ball into the goal and make his cheering teammates proud, but is ultimately unsuccessful. This one gets ugly. Final score 9-0.
Hey, my name is Vav. I was invited to this tournament and here is the breakdown of my strategy. So there are 4 players in our team and I decided to give each one of them a different behavior pattern. I started with the goalkeeper and gave him a couple of states based on whether the opposite team controls the ball. If the opponent has the ball, the goalkeeper will try to position himself between the goals and the opponent. This will ensure that the keeper is always close to the ball when the opponent kicks it. To increase the chances of catching the ball, I also made the keeper sprint towards the opponent when he gets very close and try to steal the ball. If the keeper manages to take the ball, he will immediately try to pass it to minimize the chances of losing it. The next player in our team is the defender. I made him always stay close to the keeper to further improve the defense aspect. When the opponent is attacking, the defender will start moving vertically to block the opponent. The plan is that by the time the opponent reaches the defender, his stamina will already be low and the defender will successfully steal the ball. Just like the goalkeeper, the defender's task is to pass the ball to his teammates, but in this case he does it only after reaching opponent's half of the field. The third player, and the one that is actually going to score goals, is the playmaker. He almost always chases the ball and gives the enemy hard time implementing their strategies. When he has the ball, he will sprint towards the enemy goal and try to score himself, but when a teammate has a ball, he will try to take an effective position for receiving a pass. My plan is that if the opponent doesn't take into account the playmaker, we can take a very good position, and after a successful pass, it would be a matter of scoring in empty gates. This is all of course in theory, and usually the passes are missed or the playmaker doesn't kick the ball. I honestly didn't have much time left for the striker, so I just made him chase the ball and try to score himself when he sees the goal. That's all for my team. Check out my YouTube channel for some interesting devlogs like the shooter game that I've made for blind people, and yeah, I hope this strategy will work well in the tournament.
Thav's Armenia comes out with a strong attack, but the Shelfman's Netherlands have an answer. Solid ball movement by Armenia gives them tons of chances until they eventually score at the halfway point. Seconds later, the Netherlands put on pressure inside the box, and a weak shot trickles into the net, tying the game. Armenia overcommits to a loose ball in the corner, which allows the Netherlands to center the ball and score to take the lead. Just a few seconds later, Armenia scores to tie the game with 30 seconds left. This one goes into the first overtime of the tournament. Armenia sends 2 shots off each post early into overtime. The Netherlands have an opportunity, but a centered ball turns into a giveaway that results in Armenia scoring the game-winning goal. They're headed to the finals. We're finally here, the AI World Cup Finals, where Thav's Armenia will kick off against Floky Switzerland. Armenia steals the ball from the goalie and walks the ball in for the first goal. With another strong attack, Armenia is able to extend the lead to 2. Off the kickoff, Switzerland dribbles around the whole Armenian team and threads the needle to get on the board. But Armenia answers back to keep their 2-goal spread. Switzerland puts on the pressure, but Armenia's defense shuts it down. At the 40-second mark, Switzerland dances through the entire Armenian team and scores to bring it within 1. As the clock ticks down, both teams battle for the ball in front of the Swiss goal. With 10 seconds left, Switzerland takes a shot and it finds the net. The game is tied at 3. Armenia answers immediately with another goal to keep their lead. Switzerland seems to have found an incredible burst of energy off the faceoff and flies past Armenia to tie things up with 4 seconds left. Armenia takes the ball into Switzerland's zone and is surrounded, but they can't seem to get the ball. With 1 second left, Armenia takes a shot. It finds the net as the clock ticks to 0. Vav wins the AI World Cup! Vav wins the AI World Cup! But Vav still has to defeat the mystery opponent if he wants to double his money. What the devs don't know is that while they spent 2 weeks making their own AI, I created a machine learning AI that was teaching itself how to master the game around the clock. AI Argentina. Okay. I'm not really sure what's happening here. Well, I guess my AI needed more time to learn. That wins the World Cup and the cash bonus. Big thanks to everyone who participated in the World Cup. Links to everyone's channel are in the description. If you like this, make sure to hit the thumbs up button and leave a comment if you think I should do this again. Special thanks to all the patrons and YouTube members. Without you, I wouldn't be able to make videos where I trick YouTubers into giving their money to each other.